Do you think Japan is a quiet, polite, and calm country? Is naive. In fact, this country goes seriously crazy when it comes to festivals. Hello, welcome to What the Japan. My name is Yuki and I am Japanese. In this channel, I introduce Japanese culture and manners in an easy to understand way. Japanese people are usually said to be calm. However, when it comes to festivals, they change all that and go wild. They do so as part of a sacred tradition that has continued for hundreds of years. In Japan, festivals are called Matsuri. In this issue, we will select 8 of the most impressive Japanese festivals known. The most famous strange festival in Japan is this Hadaka Matsuri. Every February, more than 10,000 men in loincloths gather under the cold Okayama sky. The sole purpose of the festival is to compete for a sacred stick called shingi. The shingi was carefully crafted by about 10 priests to pray for national peace, a good harvest, and prosperity for all people. The struggle is now completely martial arts, pushing and shoving each other, rolling over each other, getting doused with water, getting covered in mud, and screaming and fighting with bullets. What makes them so passionate? It is because it is believed that the person who takes the treasure tree will be lucky for a year. The cold, the pain, the shame, all are transcended in this naked clash of souls. It is truly a Japanese version of the Festival of Sparta. No crying children. In the middle of winter in Akita, suddenly knocking on the door of a house is a demon. Namahage to autumn is a traditional event to warn children who are lazy or disobedient. Men wearing ogre-like masks visit houses with knives and tubs in their hands. The men, masked as demons, visit houses with knives and tubs in their hands, shouting, "No crying children! No bad children!" They make the children tremble, shouting, "There will be no crying children!" But this is not just a threat. It is a thankful event to pray for the health and growth of the family. If people from overseas saw this, it would certainly be a trauma level, but Akita children are made stronger by this. However, I heard that children hate this festival. Once every 7 years, the Onbashira festival is held in the Suwa region of Nagano. Also known as the Festival of Death. It is an extremely dangerous event. Huge logs are cut from the mountain, and they roll down a steep slope with people straddling the logs. No brakes, speeds of several tens of kilometers per hour, and a spectacular crash in front of the audience. Why risk your life so much? The reason is to build a pillar for a shrine called Suwa Taisha. The logs, symbolizing the power of nature, are valued as a divine vessel for the gods. It is even rumored that there is not a year that goes by without a death in the area. The locals, however, put their pride and souls on the line for this festival. The Yoshida Fire Festival is held in late August in the city of Yoshida, located at the foot of Memnut. It is a scene straight out of a movie. Huge torches are lit, and the whole town is lit up in flames in a ceremony to send the gods back to the mountain. The intensity of the fire is so powerful that it seems as if the whole city is on fire. But in fact, this is a ceremony to quell the eruption of Mount. The locals perform a spectacular fire performance every year, with the hope that the fire will quell the anger of the gods of Mount. This is truly a uniquely Japanese festival that expresses respect for the gods and nature through fire. The Mikoshi portable shrine is usually carried on land. However, the Horanenya festival in Shimane Prefecture is different. The Mikoshi is carried on a boat, and the boat is made to run amok in the river. The Mikoshi is rocked from side to side, and the crowd goes, "Horani! Horani!" While rocking the Mikoshi from side to side and splashing around in the water, the scene is completely like a rock festival on the water. This festival was once held to pray for the prosperity of the maritime trade. The festival is meant to pray for good catches of fish and safe voyages. It is a rare festival that shows the dynamic faith of the Japanese people who live with the sea. Tokyo also has its own unusual festival. The Kurayami Matsuri is held at the Okunitama Shrine in Fuchu City. The point of this festival is, as they say, invisibility. At this festival, which is held late at night with all the lights turned off, the Mikoshi, portable shrine, rushes through the darkness. Moreover, the speed is extremely fast. The Mikoshi almost collides with the other Mikoshi. People yell, and there is a lot of chaos. But this is based on the idea that people should not be allowed to see the image of the gods. By blocking out the light, we can catch a glimpse of the uniquely Japanese belief in protecting sacred beings by not looking at them. Now, let's not forget the spirit of Osaka. The name of this festival is the Danjiri Festival. This festival is held every September in Kishiwada, and in one word, a drifting contest of huge, out-of-control floats. Huge wooden floats, danjiri, weighing over 4 tons, are pulled around the city at full speed. And speed is everything. They turn sharply around corners even though they don't have tires. While screaming, while crashing into things. Sometimes they run close to buildings, and if they're not careful, they could get into an accident, be completely destroyed, or break a bone. But risking their lives there is the danjiri spirit. Local people have been fascinated by this festival since they were children, so much so that there is a culture that says, a man who pulls the rope of a danjiri is a real man. This is a strange festival where Osaka-style faith and passion explodes. You will surely be overwhelmed by the power and heat that even tourists are drawn into. Lastly, I would like to introduce a somewhat unique festival. Babies don't wrestle each other, but instead, intentionally make them cry. A mysterious event known as crying sumo. The gyoji shouts, "Cry!" The gyoji shows masks to the babies, rubs them, and sometimes makes them look at each other. The one who cries wins. This strange festival is actually a wish that the baby will grow up healthy. This festival reflects the uniquely Japanese value that crying is a sign of strong life energy. Japanese odd festivals are not just interesting events. They are filled with deep meaning and history, prayer to God, coexistence with nature, safety of life, wish for family. Sometimes crazy, sometimes beautiful. Kisai is the moment when the Japanese people's true faith explodes. What kind of deep Japan shall I introduce next time? If you have any interesting themes, please let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel and give us a high rating. See you again on What the Japan.